Hi Year 6, hope you're doing well. Can't believe that next week is going to be your last week with us here in school. So I'm just going to hand you over to Mr. Blackmore to explain what we're going to be doing next week.
Hello all. I thought I'd start with the water fight. So on Thursday, there are timetable slots for everybody to go out and have a water fight with the other bubble of their class. So you'll have 40 minutes in the afternoon. You'll go out with the rest of your class and you can then fight against them with water guns. Please do bring in a water gun. We will be providing some. They probably won't be as good as perhaps ones you have at home. We'd like to also recommend maybe bringing a towel because you will get wet and perhaps a spare jumper or something in case you get a little bit cold afterwards. But because it's all in the afternoon, it won't be too bad and the weather looks fine. Hoping you get into it and enjoy it. So it is one of the last chance you have. So please do bring in a gun and I'm sure you'll have fun. I think I'm now going to Mrs. Stead.
You certainly are, yes. So thank you, Mr. Blackmore. So on Friday afternoon as well, we are hosting, let me make sure I get this the right way round, Bubble Fest 2020. So you've got to make sure that you've got your ticket, guys and girls. Those of you who are at home, you're very, very lucky. We have made sure that we've put those in the post to you. So you should be getting those at some point next week. And Bubble Fest is going to be our lovely end of year or end of primary school, I should say, kind of send off for you all. And it's going to be really, really fun. We're hopefully going to have lots of music. If you've got a small tent, also you can bring that as well because there'll be a prize for the best dressed tent. We'll be making massive bubbles using different bubble ones that we're going to create in school. And also as well, we're going to be making our own bubble mixture. And it's just a chance for you guys and girls to have a lot of fun, to celebrate all the wonderful things that you have achieved at your time at Eastwick, and just to say a nice farewell to what has been, for some of you, your primary school for about 7 years if you joined in reception. So we're really looking forward to that. I'm going to pass you over to Miss Smith, who's now going to explain some of the other activities that we're going to be doing next week as well in preparation for Bubble Fest also.
Okay, hi Year 6. So yeah, we've got a really exciting week next week. And one of the things we need to do in preparation for Bubble Fest is to make flags for our bubbles, and we'll be able to parade those as we walk in. So you might want to have your bubbles name on there, decorate them, have them really bright and colourful, just like you see at a festival. And we'll have some ideas for you next week to help you with that. So yeah, the bigger the better, the brighter the better, and so that we can really stand out in a crowd. And then the other thing we're going to be doing next week is creating a thank you card. So that thank you card can be for somebody at Eastwick who you really want to say a special thank you to. It can be another pupil, it can be one of the adults in the school, a teacher maybe, or someone in the kitchens, or someone in the office, anybody at all, anyone that has touched your life in a special way and you want to say thank you to. Okay, I think I'm passing back to Mr. Blackmore or Mrs. Stead. I'm not sure.
Mrs. Stead.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, so like Miss Smith said, we're going to be doing lots of things in terms of Bubble Fest, but also, like we said with the thank you cards, this is a real time to reflect on all the different memories that you've had here at Eastwick. And another way we're going to do that is to create memory books. So what we have done, and this is the same for those of you who are at home, is we have put different pictures of the school grounds onto a Word document, and you can then cut these out and arrange them however you want, and you're going to make your own personal unique memory book. So when you're older, say, I don't know, the ages that myself, Miss Smith and Mr. Blackmore are now, you might go, do you know what, I really want to have a look at what my primary school was like. And then you can get out this memory book and really just be nostalgic about it. So this is a chance for you to almost impress your future self. So we want you to make it as colourful and as bright and as funny as well. See if you can include any funny memories that you had at Eastwick. I know I certainly have a few because I'm an old Eastwick girl as well myself. So yeah, and I still remember those things as well. So that's an opportunity for you to do that. And we're going to do that Monday and Tuesday morning. Another thing also we want you guys and girls to do is almost create a survival kind of kit for how to survive year 6. Now, we know obviously this year for you guys has been a little bit different with lockdown and everything. But that aside, you spent quite a few months with myself, Mr. Blackmore and Miss Smith. And so it's really your chance to give a bit of advice to the current year 5s on how they can survive being in our classrooms. So actually, those of you who are in school, Mr. Blackmore has these already on his wall. You can see them to the, well, Miss Blackmore's right shoulder. There we go. So something along those lines is what we're looking for. Okay, I'm going to pass to Mr. Blackmore now, who's going to finish off this talk with some other activities, and then we will say goodbye to you. Mr. Blackmore.
So 2 more from me. You are going to be preparing a quiz for the other half of your class. So we've got a few ideas that you could do 3 rounds of 10 questions, so 30 questions. So in theory, that's about a class size of questions. You're going to then set this challenge to the rest of your class in the other bubble. So everyone's going to think of them. The teachers will then type them up onto a document. We'll send them over, and then we're going to have a quiz off against each other. We've got some suggestions on what you write about, perhaps questions about the school, or perhaps some of the staff would be quite funny. But you will need to know the answer. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very difficult for anyone to partake. So hopefully a little bit of fun for us to have. And then one of the big ones to end on is that you're going to be producing a little Levers DVD. So a bit like the Levers assembly that we usually have, you're each going to be going into small groups. Maybe each bubble splits into 2, so maybe 6, 7, possibly 8 people in a group. And you're going to be given a couple of minutes with the iPad to record something. And then we're going to put them all together. And then everybody's going to get a copy, hopefully. So you'll then have something to remember everybody in Eastwick by. And if you want to perform something, if you've got a little talent, you and your friends can do something. Or if you've got like a little memory you want to reenact, or a song or something like that, we encourage you to have a go for a few minutes. Again, as long as it's not too long, so it doesn't go on for too long. However, the more creative, the better, the sillier, the better, and it'll be a nice little keepsake for everybody. So they're the activities for next week. We're not going to have too much in class because we're going to be quite busy, and I'm hoping you're looking forward to it. I think Thursday and Friday are going to be really quite special. I hope you guys enjoy. Anyone else want to say a little goodbye?
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. See you next week. It's going to be a good week.